Welcome back, you filthy exiles. So, I have been testing FP totems. As you guys would have seen in the stream, I've just gotten out of bed. I'm a little disheveled. I'm 30 today, and I was like, fuck it, I'll do a video. No, I don't want to sell that stuff. I don't even know where it is. This is my standard standard account cache. So, who knows where that item is? So, are FP or freezing pulse items viable for League Start? Short answer, no. There's just way too much balancing that has to go into getting this into the hundreds of thousands of DPS, and even where I've got it right now, I've only got it up to 368,000 or 340,000 DPS for each totem, as you can see. And I'll put this POB in the description as well. I'll also put the POB that I used as a reference template to get to this as well. Now, the biggest bottleneck is the scaling and stacking of curses and just the sheer itemization that this build requires. It's got so many uniques. So, can it be a League starter? Theoretically, like, you could do it with Kikazoo rings and Sanctum of Thought, which is this node down here, and that will mitigate your curse impact. The problem is you still need self-flagellation. You still need the actual first snow nodes, which you can get in the campaign, but you'd have to play it through twice to get it. In Act 6, I think it is. And and as an overall, you still need Clear Mind, and you won't get Clear Mind straight away. And then, you know, we're talking about the sheer volume of the items that you need to actually get this build doing any damage. And right now, it's still not doing enough damage to take down Cyrus to a level that I would be happy to. This would take way too long to do Cyrus. But, so for example, the Viridi's Veil that realistically you need, how this works is, if you have a magical ring in your right socket, then enemies that try to hit you are unlucky. You're hex-proof, so instead of having to run 2 Kikazoos and Sanctum of Thought, you just run this, and you don't have to worry about self-flagellation. And then you take no damage from critical strikes, if it's in the left socket, but we're not doing that anyway. Pardon me, I got a bit of a cough this morning. This isn't an item that you can get within the first week or 2 weeks, because this drops specifically from, what was her name? Bloody hell, can't remember her name. In game, Maven, that's right. Yeah, sorry, early morning. So this one drops directly from Maven. So you're not going to get this in the first week or two, and pretty much any build that scales out requires it, because this is your key item that you need for this build to actually work. Second to that, the Pandemonious. You're not going to get this in the, this isn't going to drop in the first couple days of League, unless you've got the crazy power farmers with their OP-ass builds going through. So again, not necessarily viable. Same applies with wands. +1 to cold spells and getting the mods that you need requires fossil crafting. So, and I crafted both of these just on the fly. Trigger socketed spell when you use, when you use a skill. Again, you need this to trigger Cold Snap so you can generate Frenzy Charges. So how Cold Snap works is any enemies that die within the Cold Snap zone, which is this, will then generate Frenzy Charges, and you get 3 Frenzy Charges. So you're not going to get this on day one, so it's not viable. Essence Worm, yeah, probably it could drop. This ring here, this is, it's actually a pretty low level Bloody Redeemer ring, but still, you're not going to get a ring, even a magic base like that for at least the first day, 2 days. 6-link Soul Mantle, I still don't have the last link that I need for added cold damage, which I've fixed up in the POB. Just not going to get this day one unless it drops out of a corrupted side area. Same with, Greaves with spell damage. So this is a Warlord influenced item. You're just not going to get that day one, not at level 84, so you can roll the right mods. Coward's Legacy, 5x. And that's in standard League. You're not getting this day one. You're not getting this in the first week. So this gives you you get low life while you're cursed with vulnerability. And then, yeah, you get vulnerability. And actually, that's a good point, because I actually need to take this node here. So we're actually going to take one node back here, and we're going to use that. That'll up our spell damage a bit more. So you're not going to get this. You're not going to get this day one. You're not going to get this in the first week. This is an item later down the track. Boots are pretty negligible, but yeah. So as an overall itemization wise, it's not league starter. It is great for a second build once you've got a bit of currency in the tank, but I wouldn't recommend this as a league starter. And you know, I haven't applied clusters yet. You know, the clusters are expensive to run on this, so realistically. If I go back to the right POB, so this is the POB that I pulled. So the clusters that you need, you know, we're looking at a triple 8 or 9, and then you need Cold Conduct, Astonishing Affliction, and Sleepless Sentries, and Astral Echo. Now this, once I get this on this build, it'll do crazy amounts of DPS with the rolls that I got on the wands and everything. What I found, the wands really dictate the damage of this build. But again, just not viable to get in the first few days of league. And the problem with this tree too is it doesn't use the the cowards. Was it the Coward's Legacy? So I'll chuck this POB up and my POB if you want to have a look. So this is my POB. Now configuration wise, we do use all these charges, 6 totems, usually shattering enemies, crit recently. Nothing else is ticked on aside from Cyrus. You are using a consecrated flask, so enemies are on consecrated ground. They are chilled. Nothing out of the ordinary. You will be summoning totems constantly, and there we go, 368 per totem. Skills, you know, hatred, whatnot. We got a few other things going on, but yeah, that's pretty much it. And if we chuck this on, there we go, 479k. So it does do good damage. But yeah, it just takes a lot of investment to get it there. I wouldn't play it as a league starter. You're actually better off playing a Holy Fire Totem build, which scales a lot better. And this is the one that's in the current league that I've pulled the PoE down, and I'll probably test this next. Still requires Calamitous, but a lot less cluster dueling. You will need a Thread of Hope. That's just so you can Thread of Hope the elemental nodes up here. Basically the same tree, but better damage scaling. You're looking for things that go +1 to fire spell skills, which isn't too bad. The Skin of the Loyal, it isn't the most expensive item during League, and you can probably get those rolls relatively straightforward because like 3 people played this build in the entire League. At least where it stands, this is the highest DPS one that I could find. So this is the one that we would of course use. Using obviously Circle of Anguishes, and then using Herald of Fire or Herald of Ash. This is probably the best one, and you can proc more damage using Flame Wall or whatever. But yeah, this might be what we have a look at right before League start. But either way, I wouldn't be playing FP totems off the bat. But anyway, I'll chuck it into a map and I'll show you what it looks like when it gets to a bit of a power spike. We'll just go a T14 Tropical Island map. Like, it's fun. I really like this build. I think it's a great build. I just don't think it's good for League start. I think you're better off with self-cast Freezing Pulse as League start. But even then, you still need to stack mana. So as you can see, like, you don't need a lot of survivability because it's got good damage layering with, you know, Mind Over Matter and Transfiguration of Mind. But like, it does cream maps. And you know, we have a few things going on from the damage front, from the damage mitigation front. Like, I definitely play this as a second build, but I think this is just going to get outshone with, you know, the new Earth whatever support. That means we can do slam totems and things like that. Some passive DPS, yeah. So like, yeah. Who said I couldn't get it working? It is a good build though. I do really like it. Like, if you just wanted to farm maps It'll take down, you know, delirious content, or delirium content, if you want to call it that. So when you hit bosses, you just pop your totems, leave them there. Put your frostbite proc on, hit it with sniper's mark. They'll just do their thing. Time to kill will improve with better gear, but as you can see, that's T14 boss. It just wipes it. So, you know, this is not taking any tease up to be like the best damage dealing build in the world. But, you know, I don't even have cluster jewels into this yet. So you can imagine, and this is only at, what, level 76. So we still got, before we get to the average 90, we've still got 14 nodes to allocate. And that's going to be, you know, these crit nodes here, and then just all cluster nodes, which is only going to increase the power more and probably get it up to 500, 600, 700,000 DPS. In fact, it probably got better DPS than what's in the POB, the second POB. And I'm happy to do a build guide on that for like mid-tier, because I want to just play this until the new league starts, because I'm really enjoying it. But anyway, that's my take on FP totems. I really like the build, but it just takes too much to get there at the end. Like, if I'd honestly play this as a second build, hands down, second build, really good build. But as it is from a league start position, it's not feasible. It's too expensive. At least in the scope of league start, it's too expensive. For league wise, if you're just looking for a solid build that can kill everything and you got like 10x in your bank, that's all you need to get this going. Like 10x and you're killing bloody Maven. Like, it's a really good build. But yeah, just league start. I wouldn't play it as league start. But anyway, until next time, if you like this video, like and sub, drop a comment in the description if you think I'm full of shit, or if you agree, or if you got any other points you want to add. And yeah, have a good one, and bye.